Check, check, check. Can everybody hear me? All right. Here we go. Listen to this, y'all. Come on, attic squatters. Let's go. Come on up. Be in the attic. That's right. I pray that y'all can hear this. Amen. Woo, all right. Excuse me. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Let me get comfortable up here. Yep. Why not? Why not? What's up, y'all? What's going on? What up, though? Come on up. We in the attic today, live. Yes, finally, finally. Welcome to the attic. This is Ms. E. Glory to God. This is a God movement. This is something that me and my father been talking about. Because believe it or not, talking to yourself and thinking to yourself on things is really talking to the Lord. Okay. And we've been talking about this for some years. I've been going through some things for some years and still going through some things. got past some things, grew from some things. I I growed up. I'm older now, but that doesn't mean that there isn't that little girl inside me. I want to give a shout out to all my addict squatters. I just pray that y'all can hear me. Can y'all get it? Are y'all hearing this? All right. I want to thank all my addict squatters who subscribed, who liked, who shared. The up and coming ones, let's go. The new ones, let's go. Because we go up. Let's go up and let it go down. You bring it down, okay? We're going to talk about a lot of things, and your comments mean some some things sometimes, uh, providing y'all don't be silly, but we can be silly. We in the attic. It ain't no cap, no cap. Um, I wanna Miss E. I've been through so many different avenues and ups and downs and experiences, situations and things that I thought it was time that I followed through. I thank God for a brother that said just do it. What are you waiting for? Um, both of my brothers said that. And my brother that's not here with us today would have been said a long time ago. He said it too, a long time ago, but he would have told me you should have been did this. You know, shout out to you. I love you, man. Okay. Again, I was talking to someone a couple of weeks ago, and it's amazing how her story resonated so much with mine. And I just pray that y'all hearing this. But anyway, she was talking about a family member of hers that was struggling, sick and suffering, addiction. Okay. That's part of my story as well. Was part of my story. I can still relate to people that still, struggling, trying to make it make sense. And that's what happens up here in the attic. And she was talking to me. Unfortunately, she found a family member gone from an overdose. And but it started out with her telling me her story of home, how her mom didn't really show no what is that called feelings. Her pops no love. It was like a type of household that I was in because my household, my father said, I used to say, "You love me? Say it. Say it. I want to hear it." It's something about us hearing it. And my father used to say, "Child, look around you. You got a roof over your head. You got clothes. You can go in the closet. That closet full of stuff that you got. Oh yeah. Don't forget you could go in the refrigerator and eat what you want with no throwbacks. Like, don't eat all of that. Don't touch that." Yeah, we had free reign in the house. So I grew. That was my learning of that's what love was. I guess my father was showing me the action. It's not more so of what I say to you. Just watch me, and I'm showing you that I love you. But outside of that, we need to hear that sometimes. And I love you. I tell people in my life. I tell people that's not even in my life. Don't know them from a can of paint. And they say, "Oh, it's nice talking to you." I say, "Yeah, you too. It's my pleasure. Love you to life." And they stop and they pivot and they look and they go, "What did you say?" I say, "I love you to life. I don't love you to death because I want you to live because I'm still living." But my new friend, family member didn't make it. And it took me back to a memory of when I'm trying to get this out, right? Um, I want to know why. Okay, start Oh, okay, that's what I'm doing. Okay, I gotta say something. I'm gonna get back to it in a minute. This is live and this is unplugged. Okay, so come with me, grow with the addict. I love y'all to life, man. Um, I'm ready for all. I'm ready for all that have plugged in. I'm sitting here typing as I'm saying this. Okay, plugged in. Excuse me. Have it. Ready for all that have plugged in. Look, I am the team. God and myself, all right? And okay, let's start. Is that how we're supposed to do it? Okay, I remember. Uh, I don't have anyone on yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep going. All right, well, going back to this new friend of mine and her family member, when she was telling me her story, and we were just back and forth, we were sitting here, she came in and, she came and visited me, and we was talking. I said, "You too? Isn't it funny how we think that the mess that we grew up around and dealt with and got into hurtful, uplifting mountains and valleys, hills and valleys, right? That it's always someone that's going through it with you, not with you per se, other than your support system, okay? And if somebody's somewhere living, excuse me, I got one of these scragglies in my eye, um, that they going through the same thing too, if not similar. It's similar. It's like God puts you in the midst of that person or um, an event, and it's speaking of, and you get so many stories, and you go, "You too? Wow." Well, while she was telling me her story, I just had to share with her mine when I overdosed. And, whew, mm, yep. And one of the things that I remember was this bright, bright light that just came out of nowhere. Well, I had the grip on the situation. And for people that don't know what I mean by situation, talking about the crack pipe, I had this grip on it because I was going into some, I was dying. And the last thing I said was, "God, not like this." And I was bam. All I remember is bam, 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 boom. And I was out. And then the light came. Then everything came back. I was in this light for what felt like minutes. Don't even know how long I was out, but I do know this: the Holy Spirit came down and brought me back. Right, and I woke up, I looked around, and I was like, "Whew, that was crucial." I went to the door, opened the door. The drug suppliers were still outside because where I was living, they always formed a pool table formation at the time of 6 o'clock in the evening, faithfully. And I said, yo, uh, that was good. Like, I still did, I got it, but I still didn't get it. And then closed the door and I said, ooh, I looked around. I can't even remember if, now that I'm thinking about it, no, my son wasn't there, but for a while, I couldn't remember if my baby son was around or anything like that. It's telling me, okay, oh, Jesus. Um, I can't even, but now I can say he wasn't there. Thank you, Lord. And when she told me her story about her family member, all I could do was go back to that and wonder. Because my mind starts to wonder like a childlike mind sometimes. And I'm like, I was going down. She, family member was going down and I was down. And I wonder if they cried out, God, not like this. And if so, would they have come back? But I did. And you would think that that would have not just woke me back up to this life, but woke me up on the fact that don't do this no more. Put that joint down. Don't get into that. No. Slow down a little bit, yeah. But complete stop. No. Excuse me. That's when I realized, excuse me, y'all. I had to realize that I can still hear me. That it's a process to get through something, to get over something, and to grow from something. It's a process that we don't, that maybe we can control it. Sometimes we need that extra help. And for me, I'm telling you, God is real, yo. And I'm telling you, it may take you a minute. It took me a minute, man, because it took me 13 some odd, 10, 10, 17, vaguely, little vaguely, I can remember my first hit of a joint was 15. Thinking 15. Like, what could a kid my age be going through something like that, right? To make you go, well, a lot of it is trying to be a part of a crew or a part of a circle instead of being who, who you are and not caring if they want you around or not, and you finding your own way, like not just finding your own way, finding your own circle that you do fit in with. Ah, um, it's a lot. I'm laying it down in the attic. Who's the best for it? But Lizzie, I'm gonna lay it down. I'm up here in the attic and I'm laying it down for y'all, my attic squatters. Okay? And my pastor did a sermon a few weeks ago. We were in Luke 10:39. About the story of Mary and Martha, Jesus and his crew, they was coming through. They went into the house of Martha and Mary. And I understand. I'm like that person. I want to get everything right. I want to clean up. I want to start cooking. I want to make people something to eat. I want to make sure you have a great experience in my sanctum, in my queendom, in my home. Okay, I want to make you feel at home. So and find out what happened was Martha lost sight of the real picture here because she was looking at her sister on the feet of Jesus, just embedded in what he was saying. So, like anybody that ain't getting no help, they gonna say, well, how you ain't helping me out? You see me struggling over here trying to get the chicken fried, trying to get the macaroni and cheese done. Why you not helping me? At least make the sweet tea or something. Get a barrel, get some water or something. You're not helping me. And she turned to Jesus and was like, you see this? You're not even gonna tell her to help me. Jesus looked at her and said, hey, Martha, yo, you got a lot going on. Um, you're missing it. What he meant by that was while we moving around and doing so much through our day and day to day, we hustle and bustle. We have so much going on that if we don't take the time to sit down and listen to what the Lord has to say to us. Although we look up when things are going wrong, like, Lord, tell me what to do. What is going on? Why am I still going through this show? Whatever that it is, we always ask the Lord, right? Like, help me. But do we ever take the time to sit at his feet and hear what he has to say? Because that's what Mary was doing. Mary was at Jesus' feet, like a little kid listening to the storyteller tell a great story. And she was getting it in, man. She was getting it in while the sister was getting upset. Now, unbeknownst to us, we don't know what these sisters go through on a daily, right? One may be overzealous, one may be laid back, cool and everything. But like my pastor, the title is deeper than the dishes, my friends. It's deeper than the dishes. And I want to shout out to my pastor, Pastor Houston. Thank you so much for letting me use that because it resonated with me, and all I could do was think about. I got little birds coming to my window. Oh, I feel so privileged. I'm doing something. Okay. Um, so it's deeper than the dishes, y'all. Our lives, a lot of people we talk to, we put on these masks and talking about masks. I can take you way back to 2011, 2012 when I went to my first event, social that was involved in the church. I was still trying to find my way, y'all, so don't get it twisted. I was still searching and God led me here. And it was take the mask off. We put this makeup on, we do our hair, we do all this stuff. Yeah, we want to, men too. This ain't just for women. Let me just make that clear. I keep looking, I'm looking. I'm just looking. I do that. I'm very animated. I move around a lot. It's the Brooklyn in me. Um, oh yeah, born and raised in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, New York, 11221, 718. Now I'm at the 757. Something about them sevens. Anyway, and where was I? Where was I? Help me out. See, you come up to the attic, it's like that. Get to know me, y'all. I have so much to pour out that it gets kind of okay. But it comes back. It comes back. Peace. Just peace, be still. A lot of times we don't know how to peace be still. We move and shake it so much. But there comes a time when that thing, that it sits you down. But it's deeper than the dishes. We talk to people, we go around our friends, our circles, and we put on this mask, and only a few of the people in our circle knows what's really going on with you, and then they may not know to the depths of it. So, and you saying to yourself, if you only knew. There were some people that said to me before that you don't look like you're going through anything. Matter of fact, perfect example. I was locked up years ago. I was doing prison time, and I had got my time. The hardest time is waiting for your time, but once you get it, you just got to do it and find ways to be productive within it. And this young lady came in, And not to, back then I was laughing at it because I minimized her time because one day is too long. Okay, this young lady had 30 days. So for the ones that understand doing time, and somebody could come in there doing 30 days and crying, you looking at them like, what? Yo, go to your cell and take a nap. When you wake up, it'll be time for you to go. I'll still be here. Oh yeah, and they come right back, and you still sitting there. You like, really? But she looked at me and she was crying. We was at in the pod at the table, and she said, how do you? I said, what's going? She said, how do you make it? How do you do this? You're just sitting here like it's all right, like you good with it. And she said, how do you do that? I got 30 days, and I got this at the third, and I just can't believe I said, you got how many? 30? And at the time, I was really hard. My face is just starting to soften up. And, seriously, but, I looked at everybody around me. I said, yo, I told her, I said, yo, I'm going to say what I said. I said, yo, shut up. You got 30 days. Go take a nap. How I make it look, I don't make it look like nothing. I got to be cool with because I have no other choice. It's out of my hands. Okay? God presented himself to me in prison through a CO when I was locked down. I got locked down. Yeah, it was crazy. They tried to jump me, y'all, and I ain't never got jumped a day in my life. Well, needless to say, the moves I made and the setup it was an attack, and I didn't know what it was. I just knew I wasn't bothering nobody. Even some of the guards wasn't too kind. They really wanted to set me up, and they did for a little bit. But it was this one angel that came to me in the form of a CO and gave me Psalms 93. I want to say I should be looking this up. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Um, but I'm gonna finish while I'm looking. That when she gave it to me, she said, "Read this 3 times every night before you go to sleep." And I said, "Okay." And I want to say it was Psalms 93. Mm. See, Psalms 91 is it from that's like 911. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall rest in the shadow of the Almighty. But it was something else that got me because it showed me that the snares of the enemy. I will not be consumed by the snares of the enemy. And the more I read it, I want to get it to, I want to get, okay. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him I will trust. Surely, yes, it is. It was Psalms 91. Read the whole thing. But listen, this is where it was at. He shall deliver you from the snares of the fowler. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you. And from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you shall take refuge. I'm going to keep going, but I want to know why. Hold on a minute, y'all. Oh, wow. I thought I did. Let's copy it. Yeah, that's. I had an attic squad to call me on the phone. He say, I know you want to, but please. She needed me to send her something. So here I am. I sent it. Now, oh, Jesus. I have as much time as I want. So get up here now. And so to finish this off, this is what got me through lockdown in prison. The angel in the disguise of a CO named, I'm dropping names, Brick House. Okay. She had the littlest voice. Hello, how you doing? I mean, her voice was so little you wouldn't think that she had any pull, no control. But this right here, it was like that. So it says, and God shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, okay, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked, because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. Nope, no evil shall before you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot, because he has set his love upon me. Therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Psalms 91. This lady, Brick House, CO, angel in disguise, gave it to me. Gave that to me in the midst of the madness in prison. I was locked down, 23 hours locked down. She said, she just said, here you go. It's something that people see in you that you may not see in yourself. That God uses them to pour into you. Yeah, that was big. That was really big. And I did it. I listened for once. I listened, because I was that kid that knew everything. I know. I had the I know syndrome. The I know powers. I know, and didn't know nothing. But I read that 3 times every night before I went to bed. And look, lo and behold, before I can get tried by the in-house judges and and everybody that the captains and everybody that was supposed to give me some extra time on my sheet because of my actions, God showed up and showed out, yo, because before I knew it, the same lady was the one that unlocked the doors. Cacao. Open up, cell such and such. Mm, she said, you free. I said, I didn't even go to, I said, are you serious? She was like, yeah. I said, what happened to sentencing and all that other stuff? So she was like, you didn't make it on time. You get, like, maybe, I want to say they have certain amount of weeks or so to try your case inside jail. And if it doesn't make it, it's like it's closed. It's done, son. I said, what? But get this. It was in the middle. It was like right at a blizzard in this state, in this town. Because I wasn't in New York. I wasn't in Virginia. I was in a whole different state where I didn't know no one. And God showed up. And he showed up through a snowstorm. It was that snowstorm that held the ones back that was supposed to have been judging my actions. And I was out. I was out. So, not to mention, God, just to say this, God has been in my life all my life. It's just that I didn't have time to sit down and think about or see it. There were so many like near death experiences that I had shot, shot at the poison peanut butter. I'm allergic to peanut butter, y'all, and I've been that way since birth. Okay, so for all y'all that's just getting into the allergy ministry, that's been my ministry all my life. So I stay away from it. I almost don't want to tell nobody about it because people start, and that's what happens. I had somebody that didn't believe it and told me close my eyes. So I closed my eyes, and here it goes. There's peanut butter. My brothers, they jumped this boy. They said, "What you try to do?" And my lips fall. It was a mess. But yeah, even then, it's going to be some more experiences I've had with the Holy Spirit in later live segments of this, while my addict squatters come in. Hey, addict squatter, what's going on? I see one of y'all up here. Talk to me. Holla at your girl. All right. And I found out I've learned some new things also, because you tell people, don't just, this ain't it, don't just look at this and think that, don't come to a conclusion about who I am with just looking at the outer, okay, or looking at how I present things, or how I talk, or my cattiness, or my quick wittedness, my smart mouth, because don't judge my form if you don't know my function. God created me for something. God created y'all for something. And something takes us a while to figure that out, what that it is, what that function is. I mean, purpose, okay? Because we probably see ourselves in these situations or circles where it doesn't seem like anything promising is happening because of the kind of circles we're in. But when you see yourself in these circles, right, and we have a discussion, and it seems like nobody's hearing you, and it seems like you struggling to be heard in your friend circle, and nobody's hearing you, I'm telling you right now, it's because they're not getting you. Um, you are set apart. You are different, and different isn't bad. And I know that now. I know that now. But growing up in Bed-Stuy, to be different meant you always had to have your dukes up. I was telling somebody early this week, I said, yo, my face looks so hard. I'm telling you, I look like an inmate, like a mugshot, just like trying to look soft in the face. It's kind of, it's a learned thing. Where I'm from, you had to put that face on. You had to put that walk down. You had to, if you wanted to be accepted. And in some of those circles, you was accepted and didn't know it because of the circles that you had to go and do everything that they was doing that wasn't even in your character. A lot of our characters are derived from other circles' characters because you just had to be accepted. You just had to be wanted because at home you might not have felt included. For me, that's what it was. Let me tell you something. I was always in the closet. I have a nephew. Love you, Makai. Love you, Juju. A nephew that my brother would say, he's always in the closet. I said, I used to do that. I'd be in the closet there was a time when I was in the closet because there was a lot of chaos outside. It was in the home. I come up in that from a house of domestic violence. Okay, my first black eye was at the age of 4 for my dad, and that was the first and last time he ever put his hands on me. But his voice alone was like, oh, okay, okay, that was it. It was like my mom didn't know. I didn't know. My mom was being abused for 35 years of her life by the same man. Okay, I didn't know it, but I knew it, but I didn't know it was to that extent. And it took me to the closet. I wanted to see because I was never heard. I was always told to be quiet. I was always told to you go ahead in their rooms while they partied with their friends and TV raised me. TV, Land of the Lords, Marty Croft. Excuse me for the sounds in the back. I should close the door, but then I'm gonna be hot. But so is my somebody give me a shout out. Somebody talk to me. Let me know if y'all getting this. Let me let me see because I know another one. Sorry, is trying to figure it out, and she's gonna try to figure it out with me. Oh shoot, sorry y'all. I don't know if she's on or not. I don't even know if she can hear me. But if you can, what's up, Addict Squatter? What's happening? We talking about masks and where those masks come from. They derive from incidences and situations that we may have grew up in. And in psychology, we call it culture. Your culture. You can change it, but that's going to take a while too. That's a process within itself. It is a process. And I'm learning also to stop apologizing for my personality because I'm everywhere. I'm telling you, my family at church, they go, "Oh, she's everywhere. What? She's. I'm talking to you, and I'm hearing that. Like, gosh, I'm not. No, I'm just every. I just my ear hears a cry for help, and we always, especially when we feel like we done undergone some things, and not that we've arrived. Please trust me, I have not arrived. I may have arrived in some areas, but my whole life experience, there's some stuff that I still need to arrive in. So, and there's those areas also I saw Jesus. So I'm here to help you see him too. Because there's areas in your life that I know that you want to change, that I know that you're saying to yourself, this ain't me. This has definitely got me. And you have gotten confirmation about this ain't you. Why do you do this? You know how I know this is being told you? Because it was being told to me in the midst of madness while I was out there copping, right? They like, yo, because I went through some names, some nicknames, trying to hide. But guess what? I ain't hiding anymore. My name is Erica. You can either call me E, Ms. E, Yo, not Yo, Miss E. Oh God, see, we gotta laugh at some of this stuff sometimes, and let's while we going through it, we grow through it, and we can do this together. Because I'm telling you, it's not just you, baby girl. It's not just you, baby boy. Because in the midst of all of this, I'm gonna change that up and say, what's going on, sister soldiers? What's going on, brother soldiers? Oh yeah, speaking of that, shout out to all of my soldiers out there. It's what is this today? It's Memorial Day, and this is shout out to all of those that serve, that's still out there serving, fighting for our freedoms and our liberties and everything of that nature. And it's just not in the military. I was thinking about this before I got on. I said, I'm a soldier. I done fought through some stuff. There's these soldiers out here in these streets, like we soldiers. So when I address some of my sisters, I go, "Hey, sister soldier." Then they start. I'm like, "Yeah, we a soldier in the army of the Lord. we fighting every day. Every day it's a learning. Every day We go through different things, and every day we go through tests and trials. We go through trials and tribulations. We go and once you start to go right, because I was that one that said, "Well, every time I do right, something wrong come my way." So I might as well go back out there on the block and do what I know, how I know to get it done. I I've learned to take those negative wait, excuse me, to take those take those negatives that how can I put it? I've learned to take my gifts, what I was born with, what I gravitated to, because in the midst of all of that, y'all, we see people out there where like we go to people's houses and we see how they have their houses decorated. I like that style. We have our we be underground groupies to certain people and they don't even know it. I was an underground groupie. Like I had certain people that I would take little nuggets from, pieces of this and pieces of that. Because again, I was still trying to find me. I was still trying to build me. Me trying to build me. God already built me. Good Lord, the quarter. But to um, polish it, to yeah, like take certain people things and find out what your likes and dislikes are through other people. Because I didn't have that at home. I didn't have that far up. Let me make this clear first of all. I love my parents. I love my father. That was my bestie. When God took him, it was 99, and I was it was over. I didn't know what to do. I was done. I was like just hovering. But what I didn't get and what I didn't see was him treat my mother like a queen. You know how we talk nowadays. She's a queen. You gotta treat her like a. Back in the 70s, I'm a 70s baby. So back in the 80s and stuff, they coming from South Carolina. My father straight India from Florida, and he grew up a certain way. But it wasn't until I grew up, got older, and I'm talking about just here recently. Oh God, that I had to give him a pass. My parents did the best they could on what they knew how to do. And if beating you and damn sure they're going there knocking you out and stuff, that's all they knew. I guess they was like, well, it happened to me. I'm still here. They say, so it worked for me. Let's see if it works for them. You never know. You never know with your parents. So let's not be so hard on the parents. You know, yeah, it did something. But once we start to show compassion and show some understanding to, because we're growing up in this era right here, there's a lot of information out there to educate you on why people do the things they do, how they do the things they do, where it all came from. One of my professors when I was in college, so happens to be my mentor. Hey, Sister Sharon. She brought to the class a family tree. I felt out of the box because family tree, my family don't even know how to get along for except for a funeral. But I'm telling you, that I did a video recently where my family did come together and it was joyful, it was happy. I was so psyched. I was so psyched because that's all I wanted to see. Cause I'm still that same little girl, right? That look at people in their house, and I'm still outside looking in. I grew up to know that. I've grown to know that. That just because what it looks like doesn't mean that that's what it is. So don't be like I was when I was a kid and go, I wish that was my family. I wish that was my mom. I wish that was my dad. Because see, you never know what that child is going through. In some cases, some of them just seem like or acting that way because there is company in their home and not knowing when you leave your friend is probably being violated or being shamed being you never know is what I'm saying. You never know. So be grateful for the family that you have. okay, and just find ways if you're not communicable and you don't know how to sit down and at a dinner table, because I had to learn that. My sit down at the dinner table and have straight conversations like, how was your day? What was going on? How was school? How did you do on that test? No, that wasn't mine. We sat at the table. I'm 51 years old, y'all. We sat at my table on Putnam at where I grew up at on Putnam Avenue, 698, one time. And I'm telling you, to see, look back at it now. We tried, but I'm telling, there was no real conversation. It seemed weird. I'm eating and I'm looking. I'm like, because mind you, I'm the bug, but anyway, the devil is like, get thee behind me. So it's like, soon as my father finished his dinner, he was up. That was it. All right, we try. Boom, let's go. He back in the room because that's where he had his dinner. Me and my brother, we get our food, we eat it on the go. My mother was left at the table alone. I love you, Mom. Clara Bell. Just looking back. But it's good to see that there's a lot of families out there now that are putting the phones down. Well, see, when I was growing up, there was no phones. It was a phone receiver with an extension that came from the kitchen to the bedroom to the bathroom and stuff like that. But it was none of those distractions that we have today that kept us from engaging with one another. We, our disengagement happened naturally on our own because there was no togetherness. There was no, we didn't seem family. But the people on the outside looking in, because I had a best friend, and I say had, my girl Shauna, shout out to you, Star. Now I call you Star. My best friend. She was, she was, we were kids, and my father had came home from work. And I said, oh, shoot, my father's home. I gotta go. She was like, your father coming to visit you? I said, visit? What you mean? I was done. I was like, visit? My father lives with me. So not knowing that her dad, she didn't have that. She didn't have that two-parent home. And guess what? Just because you have a two-parent home, don't make it gravy, baby. I'm trying to told you something. If you're just coming in, I'm telling you, some households with two parents don't mean that it's dandelions and sunflowers and birds chirping. Three little birds upon my doorstep. See, anything could come out up here in the attic. So those I said, no, he lives with me. And then even realizing that she had this look on her face. Now that I'm looking back, she had this look on her face like, oh, because she didn't know what it felt like to have a daddy and a mommy at home, you know. But I'm telling you, before God took her home, she found her father. And it was a beautiful thing. I remember when she called me, I found my daddy. I found my daddy. I was like, oh, shoot.